Welcome to my Destiny 2 news video. I'm going to go over Xur trials rewards in the weekly TWAB. On Monday's a holiday. I'll get to finish my majestic gear on my Warlock and get my magnificent gear. And next week, hopefully we get the Traveler's Chosen exotic quest. I think we also get an update next week, so it'll be pretty exciting, hopefully. Okay, in Trials of Osiris, the map is Javelin 4. Here are the rewards that you can get. For 3 wins, you get the helmet. For 5 wins, you get the Summoner Auto Rifle. For 7 wins, you get the Astral Horizon Shotgun. And for going flawless, you get the class item. It's Friday, Xur is here and he brings a new inventory. He's on Nessus in Watcher's Grave. Let's take a look at what he has for us this week. For the weapon, he brings the Merciless Fusion Rifle. For the Hunter, he brings the Foe Tracer Helmet, which marks targets, buffs damage to low health marks. For the Titan, he brings Aeon Safe Gauntlets, which melee energy grants energy to nearby Aeon cultists. And then for the Warlock, Wings of Sacred Dawn Chest Armor. Dawnblade holds you in midair when you're aiming. The stats on these are not very great, but if you need them, here they are. And that is Xur's inventory for this week. Now on to this week at Bungie. They started off talking about the new subclasses that'll be playable in Beyond Light. So the Warlock Shadebinder subclass is Keen Masters of Destruction, launching projectiles, freezing as many enemies as possible, and shattering them all in one fell swoop. The Shadebinder ensures no foe is left standing. So Winter's Wrath, Shadebinders harness the power of darkness to summon a Stasis staff. Pretty cool looking staff. Shatter Shockwave, the Shadebinder detonates the crystal on their staff, creating a devastating shockwave that shatters all nearby frozen enemies. And then Penumbral Blast fires stasis projectiles from their staff that explode on impact. Enemies hit by the crystalline shrapnel are immediately frozen solid. I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video about the new subclass, like specifics in the subclasses, but just briefly, the Warlock, you'll now be able to add aspects and then fragments attached to those aspects, which is pretty cool. So like for example, Frost Pulse will generate a shockwave that freezes nearby combatants. And then you can equip a fragment that will, defeating those frozen targets with weapons, grant you super energy. But there is obviously some negatives, like you lose intellect and discipline. So that adds more options to our subclasses, which is pretty unique. Now to Titan Behemoth. Crash like an avalanche. Behemoths are high offense and high defense, creating solid stasis crystals to provide cover or platforms from which to leap during their super. Behemoths can jump higher, faster, and farther with unlimited melee energy and high damage mitigation. So Glacial Quake. Behemoths compel stasis energy to attach to their body, covering themselves in the frozen darkness, forming a stasis gauntlet in one hand, increasing their damage resistance in the process. So Shiver Strike. The Behemoth summons the stasis gauntlet and lunges forward with an explosive speed, smashing through anything in their way. Upon reaching their target, they unleash a devastating jab that sends their foe careening backwards while slowing nearby enemies. And in ground control, the Behemoth slams their gauntlet into the ground, sending out tremors of powerful stasis energy that leaves crystals in their wake and frees all enemies in the vicinity. And like the Warlock, you can add a aspect to it, so destroying a stasis crystal creates a stasis shard. This shard grants melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. And you could also add a fragment, which slow from your abilities lasts longer. For those abilities that linger, the duration will also increase. And you get plus 10 strength. So that's the Whisper of Durance stasis fragment. They're reworking our triumph scores. There's going to be 2 scores now in the upcoming expansion. An active score, which is your total score from your triumphs that are currently earnable in-game. And your career score is just your total amount of triumphs, including triumphs that you can't even earn anymore in the game. There is more details in the TWAB. I'll put the link description below. But most importantly, the seals that will not be earnable in the upcoming expansion will be Shadow, Reckoner, Blacksmith, Wayfarer, Chronicler, and obviously all the seasonal titles. And if you are going to go for these seals, Good luck on Reckoner. That was probably my hardest seal. I did it solo. I didn't have a teammates helping me in Gambit, but it was probably one of the hardest seals that I earned in game. And next week, Iron Banner returns. You can get that sidearm and that auto rifle if you haven't already. There will also be update 2.9.2 will also be released. I did mention in one of my last videos what we changed. Next week, I'm hoping that Traveler's Chosen questline is out. Be exciting to play with a new exotic weapon in the game. Yeah, and that's everything in this the week at Bungie. Thank you for watching my Destiny news video, and have a great day.